Hello everyone, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm, where my addictions are the internet. On this channel, I do book hauls, book reviews, both digital and physical, audiobooks, and so much more. Book hauls also include library book hauls. I wasn't going to do another video because my goal is like 2 or 3 videos, like four times a week, because obviously nobody wants to hear me chatting and uploading 9, 10, 11, 12 videos in one day, even though it just seems like I always have too much to talk about and not enough time in my lifetime to talk about it all. So I kept on hearing about a book called Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. And so I went on the Libby, and they didn't have it. I mean, to the back, they did have it, but it was out. They had 2 copies. They see here, they had the audio book, and they had the ebook version of the book. And one has a 10-week wait, and the other one has, I forgot how many weeks wait. And then I thought, let me go check to see if it's on Kindle Unlimited, and it is not. It's not on Kindle Unlimited. And so Neil Postman is deceased. He died, I believe they say he died in 2003. I gotta double check, I might be wrong. And so I kept on hearing about this book, and I went on to Amazon after when I discovered I couldn't read it for free. And just for context, I looked at like there was 1-star rating or 2-star rating, and I'm like, this book is supposed to be like a warning about how not reading, being entertained by the television, and then we can later on say we can also include social media and cell phones and all that type of stuff. It's supposed to be a warning for us. Like, how could people not get that? And I had never read the book at all. I mean, I was never even when I was in high school, I was never given the book to read. Of course, I didn't complete all my English, so that might have been given later on, but never read the book. And this was during a time when we didn't have social media. I know. The Stone Age, for people that are addicted to their cell phones, the Stone Age, nobody was intelligent back then. So I go, and I'm like, okay, I'm either going to have to put a reservation or reserve for it from the library, or just wait until I get a couple bucks and get it that way. And so I typed in, because I was typed in this on YouTube, entertaining ourselves to death. And weirdly enough, the first thing that popped up was the book, and I'm like, it's an audiobook. I know it's an audiobook, but it's right there in front of me, It wants me to hit play. So I hit play, and I just finished the first chapter of the book. And as somebody who is very interested in how people view televisions back a long time ago, I am enraptured by the idea that somebody had the gall to write a book about entertainment and everything. And I didn't even know that the eyeglass had been created in the 14th century. I honestly did not know. I did not know. So I'm listening to this audiobook of this, and I'm like, my mind just feels blown. I'm like, oh my God, this feels so relatable. It has like the first chapter just feels like the author understands how I feel about things like social media and the scrolling and the doom scrolling and spending hours destroying your brain cells to where you're going to get early Alzheimer's when you're in your 50s or something. And I'm like, I am so just shocked. And the first chapter was like, see here, it was like close to like 23 minutes and I think maybe 38 seconds. And I am not going to I'm not going to close the tab. I'm going to keep the tab open because on Friday, because I'm reading this every other day. Like I'm reading it, like I listened to it today. I'm going to listen to it on Friday. I'm going to listen to it on Saturday. Come back on Monday. It's over 4 hours long. And I'm just enraptured by this reader's voice. It's like psychedelic. And it's so like I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, oh my God, how the hell did this book get 1 stars by people? And then I go back to the reviews for the book, and it's all from people that had to read the book in school. Like, oh, I had to read this book for communication class, and oh, just some drivel that I'm like, what? Why? Like, is it because you were actually forced to read a book instead of being on your damn phone all the time? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But as someone who's very open to what is being said to me and how I agree with it and how I agree with like what is being said and about how entertainment, how like it's affecting our ability to actually think rationally. And people are kind of like, I'm listening to this and I'm thinking about all the stuff that's being said. And it's like, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. And so it's like, yes, it is definitely a book. The first chapter, if you're not open to the messaging, if you already don't have those feelings of, oh yeah, I know what this guy is talking about because I'm seeing it myself, it's going to go over your head. And I think that when people try to tell people about how he said something interesting. It was in the book that I had never even thought about at all. The mind is like a cavern and knowledge, illuminated by knowledge, and then it changes, and then it's like now the mind is like a garden that needs to be cultivated. And I'm like, I never thought of that way. I mean, my mother used to tell me one time, your mind is fertile ground, and you've got to be very careful of what you put into the ground because it has an effect on your brain. And I'm kind of thinking that might have been, thinking maybe she had read the book herself. I don't know. But when you sit down and read these books or listen to these books that are not meant for pleasure, and this is my first book that I'm listening to that's not meant for pleasure. It's meant to make you think and pause and evaluate and think some more and pause and evaluate. It goes over and over and over in your mind. You're like, yeah. But you're never going to see this book on Book Talk or on anything because it's not a book that you you can sit down and like speed read and all that. You just, you know. So I'm actually going to put it on my Goodreads because I am listening to it, and I'm also thinking about listening to A Brave New World on YouTube. This is why I say I don't need to spend money on audiobooks. I don't, because it's available for free to listen to, and I'm just so grateful to be able to do this, to be able to listen to these books that are designed to make you think and figure out how this plays out in your own world and your own, what you're seeing in front of you and everything. But if anyone has ever read the book, I would really love to hear people's comments about it, because I am having a blast just sitting here. You know, I had read the books that I wanted to read for today, and just really, like, I really would like to hear it. You know, so as much as I do love so I'm going to be adding this book to the list of videos that I make, because I don't even know how many chapters are in this book, but all I know is that it's over 4 hours long. And I might get to the 1 hour point Friday. So I really don't know. But I'm enjoying it a lot. The first chapter got my attention and has held it. And I want to see what else is this book has, because as much as I know some people don't like these, you know, very kind of non-pleasurable books, you know, books that are designed to make you think and make you form an opinion and use your critical thinking skills. I think that books like this are important. I really do. But for people who know, Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman was published by Penguin House, I believe, in the 1950s or something, or maybe 1960s. I do want to add one more thing about chapter 1, or several things about chapter 1 that I agree with, is that long time ago, we didn't have the news of the day. And if you go and look at, like, Google, like, on my, like, I haven't been on my phone for, like, 3 hours, and I don't miss it at all. I've had my mind occupied with books that I want to read, also to see if they had this book available for me to check out immediately, listen to this audio book, watch videos about how social media is like damage your brain. So yeah, I haven't been on the phone for 3 hours, and in all honesty, I'm really thinking about just shutting it off and just putting it somewhere, not where I'm gonna have trouble finding it, but since I'm not working right now, I don't feel the need to have the phone on. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, and yeah, I'm gonna probably put it maybe on top of my bookshelf or something like that, and just like not touch it. And I'm actually going to spend the rest of the week, because today is Wednesday. The rest of the week and into like Monday, I'm absolutely not going to be on my phone. And I know people's like, "Oh my God, you're not on the phone for like 5 days? Oh my God." Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm gonna spend it reading my books and listen to this wonderful audiobook. But yeah, another thing that they also said in chapter 1 was about how, like, if you didn't have like a face that people were drawn to. You could not report on the news of the day. And you kind of look at, and I know I'm discussing a little bit more, but I'm looking at just basically like observation. Like if you literally, what is it? Look at some of these people that are on television reporting the news. They have an appeal that makes you want to watch the news. So I really get that particular aspect of it, where you have the face that gets people to watch you, and also talking about, if like this one video I watched from another person that said basically that if was it Lincoln had done a 30-second clip for his campaign, he probably wouldn't have won the election, and about how social media is affecting elections. And then you go and look at like the presidential debate between Nixon and JFK, and about how Nixon was sweating under the lights, and JFK was cool, calm, and collective, and that's probably how it helped him win. But instead of us reading like newspapers, and even I don't read newspapers anymore, mainly because I don't want a 30-second read. I want an in-depth read. I want them to really get in there and tell us the guts of the story, but we don't get that anymore. And it has a lot to do with how, with our brains, about what we can process and everything. And I think that chapter 1 did a very good job in really explaining about our brains, and about how language affects society. The written word has the ability to come in and to change civilization. Like you go look at a lot of your oral, traditional, pagan or polytheistic religions where they didn't write anything down, and then you had the introduction of a group of people that did write things down, and the effect that they had on the society and the people that lived in it. So very interesting. Like I said, I'm finding this book to be really interesting, really makes me think, and I'm really thinking about starting to check out audiobooks to kind of get that information into my head, and so I can initiate my critical thinking skills. So yeah. So I'm going to here before I turn this into a 2-hour long video. So I will do another video about this book Friday, and then I will basically do these like 3 times a week until I'm done with the audiobook, and hopefully I will get long videos like this. So I'll see you guys around. Bye.